a.m. driving to Colorado. Been driving since 6 a.m. this morning when I woke up in Pittsburgh, and I'm approaching St. Louis right now, and it's an absolutely beautiful evening. Sunset over St. Louis is just incredible right now. Just woke up, slept in this field last night. Missouri. Very beautiful, very nice place to sleep. This is a very small bookstore. So what looked like a tiny bookstore turned out to be huge and amazing. Really goes far back. Glad I stopped. It's Kansas for you. So I've always wanted to do a little playing in the Kansas City sunset. So parked here for a little bit. Gonna play some Bach. A good time to play Bach until the stars come out. So this is where I slept last night. It's called the Martin Reservoir. And the sky last night, the stars were absolutely unbelievable. I never saw anything like it. Amazing. Gonna hit the road now, getting to Colorado today. Take a look at all these windmills. Yeah! Things are getting rather beautiful on this highway as I drive up into the mountains. This is what I've been looking forward to for weeks. So happy to be out here in Colorado. The forest looked so inviting. I pulled over and I'm gonna go for a run. Spruce House, Mesa Verde National Park. Just ran up the mountain. Steep switchbacks, amazing times, incredible views. Absolutely astonishing to be out on a run and to see not just geologic formations like that, but then to see these ancient remains of Pueblo dwellings. I'm back in Sand Canyon again, going for a run. I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's more cliff palaces here. Incredible relics from maybe the 12th century, southwestern Colorado. Absolutely unbelievable. Something I need to learn more about. Take a look at the rocks on the cliff face opposite me. They're in a very slow state of avalanche. They are falling, they're crumbling. Just happening at a geologic timescale. This is Emily's first ever sip of kombucha.
Here we go.
Ever in her whole life.
This should go in the documentary for this production.
Maybe it will. Tastes kind of crazy, right? Mesa Verde National Park. Reading some desert fathers. Loving the height. Look at this swagger. Oh, look at it. I guess we can place it. The touching part is another mind this. And the cowboys. Here we are, rehearsing on the ranch. Very windy. Once again in Sand Canyon, I came across these ruins of a Pueblo building, a house or tower of some sort in a very dramatic landscape. Slept on a dirt road last night under the stars. It was beautiful. And hoping to have a great day. Along the wall of this Anasazi Great House in Chaco Canyon, it seems we could be in medieval Europe, except that we're in the desert. Here in Pueblo Bonito, a religious, administrative, economic center covering 3 acres. A complex on par with the Jerusalem Temple here in the Chaco Canyon. There are endless kivas here at Pueblo Bonito, like this small one behind me. Or this one. Each one is different. Some are enormous and have hearths. Some are much smaller. Like these. You can imagine that they each had a different purpose. That there were religious ceremonies in some, or training. I can imagine coming and learning to play some music here, or listening to a recitation, or just storing something. I'll show you one of these absolutely enormous kivas right here. And you can see it's got some hearths. Definitely built with a purpose. Wood, probably from the 12th century. This complex was so enormous, it truly boggles the mind. It's just room after room after room. Different sizes, different shapes, different doorways, different windows, but it just keeps going and going. Now that I'm on the Pueblo Alto trail, going for a run, thought I'd show you the Pueblo Bonito from above. You can see the D-shaped architecture. High up on the ridge, we find the remains of New Alto. There's absolutely no protection from the elements out here in this desert. And it's just sitting here, weathering time. Now, what really blows my mind beyond repair is that this little hill right here and all those that you see in this landscape are almost certainly more houses that have yet to be excavated. So much data exists for this area, but there's so much still to be explored. Almost finished with my run, and here's a beautiful aerial view of the other great house. Share this amazing sunset as I cross from New Mexico into Colorado.
Red River Valley would be great.
Sound
One more
checking
time?
the old
Okay.
show. It's show day. Here we are at the ranch. Here's the stage, the barn. Time to play some Filador.
Don't want you talking to no young cowboy, especially not this
Cody fellow, whatever his name is. I catch you with a feller. You talking about?
She said you was.
That old sidewinder. I'll fix her wagon. I'm twice as smart as her. Never you mind. I can get your ma to come around. I know how to handle that stubborn old man. He's just an old steer that I got to take in hand. He just needs some roping. He'll do just what I say. So hand me my lasso. The roundup's on its way. Ride around, little dozies, ride around them slow. 'Cause I'm tired and stuffy and raring to go. Ride around, little dozies, ride around them slow. 'Cause I'm fiery and stuffy and raring to go. Come on, now help me out. Ride around,
Little doggies ride around them slow.
'Cause I'm fiery and stuffy and raring to go.
You making it all when folks say
I thought it was hard to sleep in New York. Cats are going crazy. Just listen. Yep.
He's been making a bundle of that job.
But he's old enough to be, well, you. Besides, he's been courting Aunt Claudine all summer. You can have him.
See?
I'd rather be single than marry that man. Being hitched to an old man ain't nothing I could stand. Oh, I'd rather be a single gal for life.
Now, look at here.
Why, be careful how you speak to me, gal. It's getting me out of the way. You're trying to marry me off to Cody's uncle.
Welcome to Utah! Alright, I'm in a canyon in Canyonlands, Utah. This is really why I came here. To see bizarre geologic formations like this. Carved out of the landscape by wind and water in ancient times. I have a feeling I'm going to be seeing a lot of amazing things today. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And these needles are formed in a crazy way. I'll tell you more later. Between two very steep cliff walls. Probably two pieces of rock that snapped apart. Surrounded by these needle structures. This whole area was once under a shallow inland sea. And when that sea evaporated, a layer of salt was laid down. Later, when red rock came in from the east, from the Rockies, and white rock from the former coast mixed and hardened and weighed a lot on top of the salt moved like a liquid underground, and it cracked the layer of rock above into sort of a bunch of little squares, if you imagine seeing it from above. And as these squares erode away, we get these needle sculpture-like geologic formations. Looks a bit like the Sphinx, doesn't it? I had to decide whether to add 6 miles to my hike to go and see the Druid Arch. Well, this being my last day in the Southwest before I start the long drive back to New York, I'm going for it. And this, by the way, is that Sphinx more up close. You see her? Hello, lizard. It's hard to see, but it's got some beautiful blue spots on a sort of more pinkish background. This formation here is sort of the perfect illustration of what happened. You can see where the rock broke when the salt underneath it was moving, and then you can see where the erosion is taking place, and the different materials are eroding at different rates. And there it is, Druid Arch. Hello, dear. Take your time. Oh, there's a lot of ya. Whoa, so many deer. Oh my God. Hopping the fence. Go ahead. South now through New Mexico to try to get on 40 going east rather than 70. That way I'll have a more beautiful in Texas, watching the sunset in my rear view mirror. So I'm here near Oklahoma City. Last night I slept next to this lake. I don't know if it's the peacefulness of the location or the 12 hours of driving I did yesterday, but it was such a delicious sleep. At $1.70 a gallon, this gas is cheaper than the gas was in Texas in 2004. Wow, Casey's General Store. The first store on my entire journey where nobody was wearing a mask, including the employees. Welcome to Oklahoma! Here we go. Crossing the river into Tennessee. Another nice night. What state am I in again? Tennessee, I believe. This is where I slept last night.